Okay, so today's lesson is on how to write an email. We're going to start with the tone. Is it formal or casual? Are you emailing your family and friends, or are you emailing your teachers? Because it definitely is going to make a difference on how you email them. We're going to start with the parts of an email. We have the to line, which is where you're sending it to or who you're sending it to. Our subject is what it's about. CC and BCC. CCC means carbon copy. That means the person's getting you're sending a copy to somebody. BCC stands for blind carbon copy. This means you're sending a copy to another person, but the person you're sending it to does not know that. So they can't see that you're sending it to somebody else. The body is your message. Signature line is basically you're going to sign your name at the end. The attachment icon is what we'll use to attach files. And then, of course, you're going to click the send button to send it away. So always start with a greeting or a salutation like dear or hello or something like that. Make sure you spell your recipient's name correctly. Use a clear font like Times New Roman, Arial, or Calibri, and avoid those fancy ones. Use a professional closing like sincerely or thank you or thanks, something similar to that. Be courteous and polite. Using informal language can seem very unprofessional. If you read through this example, you're going to see that this person probably is not going to get the job. Be clear and concise. People are more likely to read your email if they know what it's about. So make sure you have a subject line. Don't leave it blank. Don't write your question or your email in the subject line. Be specific with who you are and how they know you. And avoid a really lengthy email. So provide enough detail, make it clear, but also be concise. Check your tone. Recipients aren't going to know whether you're using sarcasm. How they read your tone could actually lead to a lot of misinterpretation or confusion. So make sure you try to do it in the clearest possible way. And here's another bad example. Ultimately, the way you email somebody is going to reflect on you as a person. Some other tips: don't email when you're angry. If the subject is sensitive, discuss it in person. Words are read differently than they are actually heard. Avoid blaming and excuses. Be clear. Mention specifics. Your teacher has a lot of students. Allow for an appropriate response time. Don't expect it immediately. Your teachers have life outside of school and other responsibilities. Include a note of thankfulness or even a compliment. Those go a long way. Some do's or don'ts. I'm not going to go over all of these. An email is not a text message, so don't use slang, abbreviations, or jargon. So how are you going to email your teacher? Subject line. Make sure they know what it's about. A greeting. Dear Mrs. So-and-so. Introduction. Hi, I'm Gymnasium. I'm in your third hour PE class. Explain why you're writing. In the closing, you can repeat anything important, thank them, attach something if needed, and proofread. Read it out loud. Check it for spelling. So here are some examples of some good emails. An example of a bad one. This one that's very, it's just not nice. This one has no subject line and is not nice. In this one here, there's no body. Their message is actually typed in the subject line. So when you want to attach something, you're going to use the little paperclip icon. Don't forget to mention it in the body, and don't forget to actually attach the file. Okay, so your little assignment here is pretty easy. It is listed at the end of the PowerPoint. You're going to use PowerPoint as a guide. I want you to email Mr. Moore and blind carbon copy Mrs. Burge. Be sure to include an appropriate subject line, a greeting, and a closing. In the body of your emails, explain in 1 to 2 sentences what you know about Gmail. Attach a picture of yourself or any other document or file. And that is your assignment.